and sharing the session. Can you all see?
Can I go?
Yes,
Yeah.
ma'am. Yes, yes.
Awesome. Okay. My humble pronouns to all the divine immortal souls that have gathered here. And my gratitude goes to the masters who have guided me all this while. Thank you. Okay, thank you for joining me for the Soul Lesson 2. Today we're going to talk about, okay, I have to give credit to the author of this book, Soul Lessons and Soul Purposes by Sonia Chapkat. I think so. I still haven't got the pronunciation right. Okay, let's go to the next one. Today we're going to talk about co-creator with the divine. We're going to talk about co-creator with the divine. So what this book is telling is that we are the co-creator with the universe, and everything that is in our life is a direct reflection of how we presently use our generative or creative power. Okay, so what they're saying is our health, the quality of our relationship, our material status, the satisfaction or absence of it in our daily experiences, the work we do, everything is actually can be created by us. But for some, this truth might be quite overwhelming. But if you are in the meditation path, like I am for the past 4 years, I can understand that we in PSSM will always talk about it. We always said that you are one of the co-creators. Okay, so because of that understanding, I am able to accept this. If any of you find this overwhelming, please we will discuss this at the end of the session. Yeah. So what I would like to request is whatever question that you have, please write it down. At the end of the session, we'll discuss it. Okay, and this guide is telling us that we design all the circumstances, but he said that we are doing it unintentionally. So he says unconsciously we are using our creative power to create the life that we are having. Okay, unconsciously. But if we are conscious about it, the way that we create will be a bit different. So far, so good. Okay. Okay, the next slide says, as a divine being, we possess the ability to create on the earth plane. But to successfully do it, we have to what they correlate with the divine law. So, what is divine law? If you read Diane Cooper, she has come out with a book. She talks about the universal law. Some of the law is as you think, so you become. What is above, that's what is up, what is above, and that's what's happening on earth. Something like that. There are so many laws that she has come up with. So, how is the divine law created? The divine law is created by a federation, council of Supreme Council. They call it the Council of Federation. They have this universal law, and which is very very different from the physical world. Ours is more towards materialistic thing, but theirs is more towards development of a spiritual being. Okay, and they said if you act according to these laws, the universal law, then you can attain anything that you wish. But this one, he said that the guide is telling us that this only work when we understand and accept that you are a co-creator and you have chosen this life that you are living now. But if we cannot understand these two purposes, that we cannot create anything. Okay, the sooner we realize our creative power and learn how to use it properly, the sooner they say our life will be joyful and it should be free. Is it joyful? The sole purpose of our creation is to be happy. So that's what you will, that is the status that we will go to. As for the next slide, okay, the mark of ignorance is the depth of your belief in injustice and tragedy. What the caterpillar calls the aid of the world, the master calls the butterfly. What This author Richard Bach is telling is there's no injustice in the world. Okay, for some people, when you first hear this, if you're not in meditation, you will not understand. Every single thing that you see in the universe on earth is created by our own thoughts, our own karma. So nothing is injustice. Let's say, for example, if you see a beggar on the street, you might see him a beggar on the street for this lifetime. But in his previous life, he would have been a millionaire. So we cannot justify or we cannot blame the God or the Creator for whatever you see on this universe, on this earth plane. Okay? I hope you guys are getting the messages. Okay, that poverty. The guide says the poverty, sickness, isolation. Isolation is being alone, unemployment, social frustration, whatever that you see, the struggles that we see on the world is created because we are observing what others are doing without questioning their behavior. This is what the guides are telling. But as for the thinking and destiny, what I understand is our thoughts are the one that is creating our thoughts in the past is what is creating our future. As for karma, you will understand whatever action that you have done is what is creating a present now. Okay? So far so good, yeah? So here they talk about the story of Rita. I think you all would have read the thing. I will just summarize. Rita had a mother who died because of obesity. Okay, morbid obesity, she calls it, And Rita's daughter was a bit concerned that her mother, I mean Rita, will pass because of that also. So she kind of connected with Sonia Crockett to help her to understand, to go through, to help her understand why she is that way. Okay, but Rita was a skeptic. She didn't want to listen to anybody. So as she was channeling, she found out that she started asking some questions. She asked whether your mother is overweight. She said yes. And she asked the other question, are you overweight? And Rita was, she understood, she has to be truthful to herself. She said, yeah, I'm overweight. And then she asked about the daughter, are you overweight? Is the daughter overweight? He said, yeah. And she said, here, what is happening is you are actually observing what the others observing means you are actually observing the other person and creating that kind of thought. Okay, in the family, in the whole family, everyone, and Rita admits that everyone in the family is most of the people in that family is overweight. So the observation is the one that created the weight. And Rita kind of and Sonia Crockett kind of advised her to go to and get admitted into the Weight Anonymous. I think so, that's the name. And try to help her because she said that is one that that agency talk about on a spiritual basis. I think more towards it could be a religious association, so they can help her to reduce the weight. And after 3 months, Rita kind of understood, and she started slowly losing the weight. And she called Sonia to explain this, and she said the daughter also following. So she said, "You see, observation. When we see our parents, for example, I'm saying if I see my grandma is being very rude and very vulgar, my mother would have, kind of observed this tradition, this behavior, something acceptable, and she would have done that. So when I observe my mother doing this, that this is the one, being rude and being vulgar is acceptable, I will start doing also. So, but if somebody in that chain cut that, it will not happen again. So far, understand? Okay. I can only see Mona. So I assume everybody understand the story. Okay. The next one says, next slide. Misuses of creativity is no one's fault. We are all in the process of learning. We came to the earth to learn. Okay. They are just repetitive errors or patterns passed down from person to person generation to generation and lifetime to lifetime. That's what was happening in Rita's case. So our lesson, okay, what we have to learn, our lesson is to stop the unconscious thought from running our life and perpetuating and making that problem much bigger, and to set new example of imaginative power of others to follow. For example, if I know that my generation has been using vulgar words and being rude and all those things, if I understood, okay, this is something that I must stop. When I stop, somebody else will follow. My daughter will follow, and the thing, and it will not be repeated again. So we will be conscious people, or people with better manners. Okay. So this method is said will free others too. Okay, when I change the way I behave, so my daughter will follow me, and her daughter will follow this. So because of this change, it will free the others. Okay, so what the guides are telling is that we are here to consciously harness and direct our divine energy there, rather than let it continue to run on autopilot. If you read the book Breaking the Habit of Being Yourself, Dr. Joe Dispenza said 99% of our life is run by our subconscious mind. So that means we are running everything by autopilot, like driving, cooking, everything. We are not consciously doing anything. So the only way you can be conscious is when you do meditation. I don't know how many of you in this group do meditation on a daily basis. But when you do meditation, you kind of create the habit of being conscious of your thought, conscious of your action, conscious of a lot of things. That's why I say, when you're conscious, you will know what are the lessons that is coming towards you and what are the learning that you will do during this time. Okay? So far, okay with all of you? Okay. So this one I discussed. The next one is now you just have to accept. I see, I myself cannot see my slide. Now you just have to accept that you have the creative power. You just accept that, okay? Later, Sonia Crockett has explained to us how to use the creative power to manifest something. Okay. For some of us, it might be, if we were born into a terrible family, a terrible situation, you know, it's a bit difficult for us to understand why we are there. But what the guide is telling is that we are timeless being. That means we have taken different births, so many births, and it's an accumulation. You know, this birth and the other birth has kind of connection. Okay, so whatever that you are having right now could be some residue from your incarnation that will come into your present incarnation. Okay, what I mean is, let's say that you. Okay, how do I give an example? Okay, that one I will give you later. Okay, what they are saying is, for some people, it's a bit difficult to understand that the family we choose, the body that we have, and everything is actually something that we have taken to better serve in our continuing evolution. And it is also from the past life. Okay, from the past life, for example, if I wanted to, let's say, if I meditated, example, yeah, if I meditated in past life, so in this life, I become, I become a meditator. Um, I'll be interested in meditation. If I didn't meditate in my previous life, I might not be interested in meditation. But if something happened in my life, I might become a meditator. So, so it has something to do with your past life plus the future that we are going through. Everything, everything that happens to us is actually some kind of learning or lesson for our soul evolution, not evolution, evolution. Meaning, we would have designed our life in our previous, while we are in the other realm, we would have designed our life. Okay, this is what I want to do, this is what I want to do, this is what I want to do. So when you come take a birth in this life, you will start doing all those things. Okay, the best book for you to learn about your soul plan is to read Robert Schwartz book, and it's available in PDF form. If anybody wants, I can pass it to you. Okay. So the next one is, each new lifetime carries on exactly where your previous one left. Okay. Let's say um, in my past lifetime, I wasn't a very creative person. Okay. So in this lifetime, I will not be a creative person. Okay. So it is kind of connected, If you were unproductive in my previous life, this life I wouldn't be productive. But in my previous life, I am always thinking about being a millionaire, doing all those things. That same thought will come in this life for you to go ahead and be creative and to become a millionaire. So far, so good, yeah? Okay. The other one is, okay, here you talk about story of Carlos. I think we all understand story of, oh my goodness, I forgot to record. Oh dear. Oh dear. Ma, can you please on the recording? Well, let me see. One moment.
It's recording, Aga. I
It's
think it's
recording.
recording.
It's
It's
recording,
recording.
ma'am.
It's
We can
recording. It's
see the
recording.
recording.
Yeah,
Oh,
it
sorry,
is.
sir, I couldn't see. You see, my mind is going somewhere. Okay, story of Carlos. Carlos is somebody who did not believe that whatever life that he is going through is actually planned. He wanted to be creative person. He said, and how he became creative, he kind of connected with the universe. He told the universe, okay, I want to be this, so please help me. For example, Carlos is from Mexico. He wanted to be a PR, a permanent resident in the US, and he connected his lawyers to ask them to help him to become a resident. But the lawyers told him it's very difficult. So what he put the thought is, he told the universe, I want to be the resident of US, so please help me. So in 6 months' time, he actually got a card in the mail. So even the lawyers were quite surprised. So he said, we can actually co-create. We can create anything that we want. Okay? But it has to align with our universal law. And the other one is, he wanted to open up a center in USA, and he told the universe, please help me, guide me to my purpose, to my to my purpose. And then he got that center exactly as per his wish. So you see, the universe will help you. There's one catch there that every masters will tell you. Please do not simply ask for anything, because there will be repercussions. Okay? In meditation, the masters always tell us, be careful with what you ask. Another thing, don't set. There's another book that I read. Say, don't set. This is what I want. For example, I share you my experience. I wanted to, I wanted to buy a house. I won't say buy. My family wanted to buy a house for the past, I think for past 13 years. I've been telling my husband, please buy a house, please buy a house. My husband said, no, 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 no. No, you put it on, put it off, put it off, put it off. And then I went to meditation, and then some master said, you can co-create. You can create whatever you want, and you can actually manifest what you want. So what I did was, I sat in meditation one day. I said, this is the house I want. I imagined only this. I want the house to have a wet kitchen. I want the house to have balcony. This is the only two things I imagined. And then I let it go. And then last year we found the house that exactly, I won't say exactly, it had more than what I desired. Okay? Why? Because I did not put a cap. Because I didn't put a cap. The book I read says your overself will know what it can give you. So if I put a cap, this is exactly how many rooms I want, this color I want, that color I want. If I've done that, I wouldn't have got my manifestation, and I wouldn't have got the house, a dream house. I would say a dream house. This house is a beautiful balcony where I can do meditation in the morning, in the night, under the moon, under the sun, in the rain. So I'm so happy about it. So when you have manifestation, don't put a cap on that. Just put it to the universe, and the universe will give you more than what you ask for. Okay, so this is the what you call, and what the guide is telling is, do not skip the steps or have out of body experience that allow soul lessons. Okay, instead, they said, move steadily along the learning curve, incrementally, working towards fully assuming, expressing, and mastering a divine spirit of the physical plane. What they are trying to say is, just because you know the universal law, do not suddenly jump into say, okay, I want this, I want this, I want this, I'm a co-creator, I can create this, I am a co-creator, I can create this. Don't do that. Because you have to learn the lesson. Only when you learn the lesson, you can ask you can ask with clarity what you want. If you simply keep asking, the universal might give you something you don't want. So you must be very, very careful on that, yeah? Okay, the joy of living in this world is, because we all chose to come to this world. Okay, we all chose because we want the experiences, we want to use our senses and all those things. And the way to become a limitless wonder of possibilities is for us to connect with the divinity, that I am an immortal divine soul. My soul plan is to my my sole purpose is to love myself as the creator loves me. That was the first lesson. The second lesson is that I am a co-creator. So you must understand that you're a co-creator, but understanding is not understanding this, it will take time. So that's why I would suggest all of you, please go slow with this. I'm a co-creator. If you understand the lesson, go slow. Do not simply start creating things. First, you have to connect with your divinity. When you connect with your divinity, your overself will kind of guide you how to go about it. Okay? So far, so good, yeah? So now we have learned the lesson plan that we are the co-creator. Now, what level are you in the lesson number 2? I think you all have read this. So can I have someone tell me what level you are in?
I can go first, Akka.
Yes, please.
Okay. All right. Okay. I'm looking at this. I feel that I'm in the apprentice level,
Mm-hmm.
and but now transitioning towards being a journeyman, because of course beginning this was like very foreign to me earlier. I mean, how can you co-create? Well, I was living in a autopilot mode and all that. So
Mm-hmm.
only when you have challenges in life, then you ask questions, and joining all the sessions and all that, reading books. Okay, so understand that we are the co-creators. Co-creator means like, for me, what co-create means, like, for instance, uh, apart from manifestations, is more on my own um, thought processes, the thought pattern, my
Mm-hmm.
emotions and all that. So you see, everything is, someone says something, you want to lash back at them. That was like very autopilot mode. We have been doing that, but now
Mm-hmm.
we know that we can change that. We can change it. Just, of course, meditation helps a lot to become more aware of your thought pattern, your emotions, and all that. But slow and steady, you just replace it with a positive positive thoughts, and understanding why the person is saying that, the soul levels, everything. With all this knowledge, gradually I'm able to what do you call, replace all these negative thoughts. So when I'm replacing all these negative thoughts, what am I attracting is only the positive. See, like frequency attracts frequency, right? So when my inner change, my outer is slowly changing. Okay. So even like, for instance, like even our material possession in life, right? So we uh, we always say, oh, I don't have this, I don't have that. Okay, for instance, even your health, I'm not healthy, I have aches and pains and all. So now I'm very mindful in whenever anyone asks me anything, I'm just very mindful of saying only the thing that I would like to manifest. So this book, and of course the discussion, whatever that we've been discussing in the WhatsApp, and I mean, of course, all the other sessions that I have attended, all this is helping me to build me into a better version, and um, to be on the right track, lah,
Mm-hmm.
towards to fulfilling my purpose in life. So I'm still I'm transitioning basically to become a journeyman. Mastering, of course, it will take a while, but
Yeah.
it's not impossible.
Yeah, it's not impossible.
So
We can do it.
yeah, it's just a work in progress now. Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you, Akka. Thank you so much for this. Yep.
Thank you, Manaji. I just want to tell you about this co-creation, yeah. When you know that you have the ability to co-create, we understand our soul plan. When we understand our soul plan, we will try to create a life that is joyful. Okay, that's the most important thing. We will try to do everything possible in our what do you call it, capacity to make the life a joyful thing. Okay, that's what happened for me when I understood that I am a divine soul. My soul purpose is to love myself as the Creator loves me. I will do things that will make me happy, but without hurting another person. Because I know if I hurt someone or do something, it's going to create karma for me, and it will also create another lifetime for me to come and undo all the mistakes that I've done. So, co-creating a life, I am actually co-creating a life that is joyful, that is aligned with my soul plan. Okay. Um, okay. Another thing that I would like to tell is when you look at the activities, when you look at the things, the level, I mean the level student, apprentice, journeyman, and master, you see which area that you are more into. For example, if you're student level at 4 criteria, that you can see that 3 criteria is in student level, and
Historical.
one criteria is in the journeyman. Then you start with the student level first. Understand what I'm saying? Okay, start student level, finish that one, and in 1 week time you can go to the next level and start doing the journeyman level. And this is for those people who didn't understand what I was talking about last week. Yeah, you cannot be at the student, journeyman, and apprentice level at the same lesson. Okay, it has to be one first. Clear that one first, and then go to the next level and the level and the level until you master. Is it clear to all of you? Okay. Now, who wants to share? We'll have a 2 or 3 sharing before we go to the next activity. Anybody?
Yeah, hi Akka.
Miraji?
Yes. Okay, I would say possibly I'm a journeyman, dabbling between a journeyman and a master. There are many
Mm-hmm.
times that I'm journeyman stage and also mastering certain times as well. So but then of course I don't jot down and that kind of thing, I don't have my own notes or
Mm-hmm.
journal, so to speak, for these. And do you want me to just share this only?
Only that. Only that.
Oh, okay. All right.
Okay, I still have to go back to the slides. One more person. One more person until then we can go to the slides. Kavi, would you like to share?
I would like to share, ma'am.
Raji, yes, Raji, please.
Yeah, I think I'm on the journey
Mm-hmm.
because I'm not fully um, I don't have 100% belief, but I know
Mm-hmm.
that it is true and I know I believe it. But when it comes to application,
Mm-hmm.
I'm not there yet.
It's okay. It's all work in progress, Raji. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's all work in progress, and it takes a lots and lots of understanding for us when when they said that you are co-creator at the beginning of the meditation. I couldn't understand what they meant by co-creator. How can I create my own destiny? How can I create this? And if you look at the books that they talk about, I think Seth talks about you create your own reality. Joe Dispenza also talks about it. You can connect. You are a co-creator. So when you read a lot of books, that's where you get the understanding better. Okay, so this is a platform for you to understand this lesson very well. Okay, okay. Thank you,
Okay.
Raji. Okay, now let's look at the activity. I want to talk about activity. Yeah. Okay, if you are a student, this is for those people who are not very clear of the activity. Yeah. If you are a student, make a list of all the present condition in your life that you approve and enjoy and take full credit for them. So if you cannot share your life experiences, look at this. Look at this slide. If you're at a student level, they're asking you to do 4 things. Make a list of all the circumstances that you are unhappy with and observe whether other family members share them as part of negative learn pattern. Ponder the idea that you create and wonder what you would like to work on next, and read self-help books. They have 4 criteria here. So when you want to share, you say, okay, today as a student, I must do this, and this is what my learning is. That's another way of sharing. Okay, you don't have to actually. I think some of you have got the wrong idea. When I said share the experience, you're thinking that I want your personal experience. No, I don't want to know about your personal experience. I want to know the lesson that you have learned. You don't have to mention my husband, my child, my child. Say I have had a slight fight with my, simple. For example, like how I shared, I had a slight fight with my friend and I started judging her, giving opinion about her. You know, so this is not something. It's not personal. It's something that is what do you call that, general. So use this kind of examples for you to share your experiences. Yeah. Okay, then next one, it says, if you're an apprentice, make a list of things that you want to accomplish now and measure the amount of enthusiasm that each goal inspires in you. Okay, only purpose those desires that greatly excite you. Only pursue those desires that greatly excite you. Forget the rest for now. Okay, I think I'm still in apprentice level here. Okay, talk only about your successes, be silent about your failures. Now, you know, if you look at the community, most in general, I'm talking about general, they would love to listen to a failure story. Okay, but we have to change their mindset. Let us only talk about success story, and we motivate other people to be like us. Okay, think of creating playing with the magic wand. Magic wand. You can use that thing to look at the possibilities, what you like to develop now, and all those things you can do. So it's quite interesting. As an apprentice, you can do this. Okay, as a journeyman, they said every night before going to bed, jot down your day's creations. Then they ask you to put 2 columns, column A and column B. Column A is successful and satisfying manifestations, and column B is bloopers. In column A, you have to write down what did you do to bring about the success, and then list the positive patterns of feelings, and uh, identify where your creativity is strong. In bloopers, what did you do that caused the failure? List your thoughts. What are the thoughts that happened that caused the failure? And identify your creativeness. So these are the things that you can do as a journeyman. Okay. And if you are on your way to mastering this lesson, celebrate your success. Don't be shy. Don't downplay them. It's good and holy to honor your divinity. Share your keys to fulfillment. Be supportive of the students, apprentices, and journeymen, or anybody in the group. Keep practicing, defining your dreams, and enjoying the process. Always remember to stay keenly focused. And the guy said, congratulations, you have overcome one of the greatest soul hurdles in accepting your spiritual nature and the power you have been given to co-create. Okay, this lesson is not as easy as it sounds, but it is doable. Okay, if you are stuck, please ask. Okay, so the soul lesson number 2 is you are a divine. We are all a divine co-creators. Our soul purpose is to fully accept our creative power. We honor and respect our soul and remind others to do the same. This is the soul lesson for lesson 2. Okay, understand?
Sorry. Can you show me the journeyman, Akka? The journeyman slide? Sorry.
Oh, I will share the whole PowerPoint in the group.
Okay, great. All right.
Like you don't have to record anything. I'll share everything. Even the recording also I will share. Okay, let us all thank you everyone for giving me a chance to explain this the soul lesson 2. The more explain, the better I understand. Okay, now let me stop the recording.